Nurses, what's the most difficult ethical dilemma you've faced? It was the night shift, just past 2 a.m., when the call light above room 309 blinked. I was halfway through charting vitals, coffee gone cold beside me. Room 309 was Mr. Adler, 72, end-stage pancreatic cancer. DNR was marked clearly on his chart, do not resuscitate, signed, witnessed, and reaffirmed by both him and his daughter. We all knew he didn't have long, but he'd made peace with it. I had checked on him an hour earlier. He'd been asleep, shallow breaths, the morphine drip keeping the worst pain at bay. But when I stepped into the room this time, I found his wife, Margaret, standing over him, gripping his wrist, her face pale and panicked. She looked at me and said, "He's not breathing. You need to do something. You need to save him." I moved quickly to check his pulse. There was none. No respiration, no heartbeat. The monitor confirmed what I already knew. He was gone. I glanced at the chart again. The DNR order hadn't changed. Still, his wife was staring at me with terror in her eyes, shaking, begging. "He didn't mean it. He didn't mean it. Please, just bring him back." In those seconds, every part of my training and every instinct inside me collided. Legally and ethically, I wasn't allowed to perform CPR or initiate any life-saving measures. The DNR meant we were to let him go peacefully, but the woman in front of me wasn't ready. Her grief had arrived like a wave, and she was drowning in it, desperate for someone, me, to throw her a rope. She started crying harder, trying to push on his chest herself, yelling at me to do something. I stood there, my hands trembling, caught between protocol and humanity. A part of me wanted to reach for the crash cart, just to ease her pain, even if only for a minute, but I couldn't. It would have been a violation, not only of the law, but of Mr. Adler's final wish. I called in another nurse to support her while I documented time of death. She clung to her husband's body, whispering things only he was meant to hear. Later, I learned she had never truly accepted his decision. She believed he'd change his mind at the last moment. She had refused counseling. She had hidden her fear in silence, hoping death would never come. I sat in the break room afterward, alone, staring at the wall, unable to stop hearing her voice. I kept asking myself if I could have done something differently, not to save him, but to soften it for her, to prepare her better, to see this coming. That night stayed with me. Not because I made the wrong choice, I didn't. I followed his wishes, the chart, the law. But it's one thing to know what's right on paper, and another to stand in front of someone who's begging you to rewrite it. Ethics in medicine isn't always clean or clear. Sometimes it's standing still while someone breaks in front of you, because the promise you made was to the person who can't speak anymore.